Welcome, brave souls, to Chaz versus Evil. Your host, Chazberry in London. And tonight, we dive deep into the shadows where the line between fact and fiction blurs. Are you ready to face the unknown? To confront the chilling truths that lurk in the dark corners of our world? So go on. Grab your flashlights, keep your wits about you, and join me as I step into the night and take on the terrors of Chaz versus Evil. Let's begin our journey into the unknown. Today's story is going to be about the Sodder children. This is still a very unsolved case, so let's be very gentle with it. But before I start, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as this is my first upload. And I would like to know if you guys would like to see more scary, spooky stories as I read them to you. Now, with that being said, let us dare to dive into the story. On Christmas Eve in 1945, a fire destroyed the Sodder residence in West Virginia. George and Jennie Sodder, along with 9 of their 10 children, lived there at the time. During the fire, George and Jennie and 4 of the children escaped, but the bodies of the other 5 children were never found. The surviving Sodder family believed that the missing children survived, and they never rebuilt the house. The case remains unsolved, with theories ranging from arson to possible kidnapping by the Sicilian mafia in retaliation for George's criticism of fascist Italy. The children who disappeared were John, Marion, George Jr., Maurice, and Martha. The mystery continues to captivate attention and intrigue to this day. Now, what are some of the theories about the Sodder children's disappearance, you might ask? The disappearance of Sodder children has sparked various theories over the years, and here's some of the very notable ones. Some believe that the children were abducted and possibly sold into human trafficking. The lack of remains and the mysterious circumstances surrounding the fire have fueled this theory. Or number 2, Italian mafia retaliation. George Sodder was an outspoken critic of Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, and some speculate that Sicilian mafia may have kidnapped the children in retaliation for his anti-fascist views. Interesting. 3. Accidental death in the fire. While the Sodders believe their children survived, it's possible that they perished in the fire. However, the absence of remains and the odd behavior of the flames, which didn't consume the entire house, raise a lot of doubts. Number 4, witness protection program. A more far-fetched theory suggests that the children were placed in the witness protection program due to their knowledge of criminal activity. However, there's no concrete evidence to support this as well. Or number 5, there's secretive abduction. Some speculate that the children were abducted by another family and raised under new identities. Again, this lacks substantial evidence, so despite extensive investigations, the fate of the Sodder children remains a haunting mystery, leaving room for speculation and intrigues. Now, what efforts were made to find the children? After the fire, the Sodder family made significant efforts to find their missing children. Search and rescue. George and Jennie Sodder searched the ruins for their children. However, the fire was too intense, and the heat prevented them from reaching the upstairs rooms. Number 2, the soldiers hired private investigators and worked with law enforcement to find their children. They also offered a substantial reward information leading to their recovery. Legal battles ensued, including disputes with the fire department and insurance companies. Number 3, billboard and flyers. The family placed billboards along US Route 60, displaying photos of the missing children and details about the case. They distributed flyers nationwide, hoping someone would recognize the children. Number 4, letters and leads. George and Jennie sent letters to various agencies, including FBI, seeking assistance. They followed up on leads and tips from people who claimed to have seen the children. Exhumation and investigation of the site. So in 1947, the soldiers exhumed this site, hoping to find remains. However, no evidence was discovered. They continued to investigate independently. Despite these efforts, the fate of the soldier children remains a mystery, and their disappearance remains unsolved to this day. Now, you might ask yourself, how did this case impact child safety and regulated laws and practices? Well, here are some pretty good 4 reasons on how this happened. The soldier children case had a lasting impact on safety awareness and practices. While it didn't directly lead to specific laws, it highlighted several important aspects. Let's get to it. Fire safety regulations. Yes, fire safety regulations. Crazy enough as it is, right? The tragedy underscored the need for better fire safety regulations and building codes. It prompted discussions about fire resistance materials, escape routes, and smoke alarms. Wild. You would have never thought. Missing children awareness. The Sodder case raised public awareness about missing children. Families became more vigilant, and organizations like the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children were established to address child abductions. Wow, honestly, that's a really good impact. In my case, that's a very, very good impact. Community support and vigilance. Communities rallied around the soldier family, emphasizing the importance of neighbors looking out for one another. People became more proactive in reporting suspicious activities. It's always a good pleasure to have the people intrigue themselves into the situation. Now, number 4, advancements in forensics and investigations. The case highlighted gaps in forensic techniques and investigative procedures. Over time, advancements in DNA analysis and missing persons databases improved efforts to locate missing children. That's a big win for that type of case. Now, especially when it comes to cases like this, where at a time like this, 1945, 1947, 1940s, 1950s weren't technologically advanced at the moment, not as we have it now, But while no specific law was emerged directly from this case, the collective impact led to a greater awareness and advocacy for children's safety. Now, as a father of 2 myself, this is up my alley. Fire is something never to play with. And despite what might have happened back then, we will never know. This case is still unsolved. And in many cases, this kind of case still goes on to this day. That's why we always have to make sure that we protect our children, keep them close, be aware of our surroundings at all costs. This has been your boy Chaz, signing off, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.